Hello, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be making a really cute card with these adorable owls. It's going to be a Valentine's Day card. I did not purchase any Valentine's Day stamp sets this year, and so I went looking through my other stamps in my collection to see other things that we could pull in to make Valentine's Day cards without purchasing them. And I'm going to be showing you that over the next few days. So before we get started, the housekeeping notes, you'll find all the dimensions, all the products I use in the description bar below or on the side, depending on which type of equipment you're using. You'll also find a link to my online store. If you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live in the United States, I would love to be yours. You'll also find my email address, so if you have any questions, please email me, or if you find something or I want something seen or know how to find out how to make something, drop me an email. I do answer every single email I receive. Also, there is a link to my Facebook group, and that's an area where you can get updates when I post them. You also can post your own projects that you've made that were inspired by watching me. And we'd love to have you over there. And I think that's all, except for the big one. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified on YouTube. We are still trying to get this channel to grow. It's a long process, and they don't let you do a few things until you get 1,000 subscribers. One of them is going live, and I would like to go live at some point so that we could communicate while I'm stamping, and you could help me pick out items and the product we're going to be using that day. So, with that being said, we're going to use the adorable owls. And we're going to actually use this little owl. And let me show you what we're going to be making. It's a really simple little card. It's a little Valentine's Day card. And inside it says, "Hoot hoot, you're so cute." Like I said, this is a very simple little Valentine's Day card, but I think it fills the bill for Valentine's. We're going to use some punches. We're going to use some embossing folders, some dies from another set. And yes, you do have to fussy cut the little poor owl. So let's move on. And the envelope, I did not want to get into another stamp set, but you could pick a flower or something. I just said it's your day. It's your day could mean just about anything you want it to mean. So I went there. So let me show you what we've got. These are unusual colors that I don't usually use very often. This is Poppy Parade. It's 11 by 4.5 scored at 5, or it's 11 by 4.25 scored at 5.5. Like I said, the dimensions will be below. Sometimes I just can't say them, and I think them and don't say them. And we're going to burnish in half. And this is going to be a top fold card. This is a piece, and you do not have to watch me color and fussy cut, but I will show you and tell you what colors I used on him in a minute. And we have some scrap of Petal, this is Petal Pink and white. And I know there's a couple people that know me that I'm not fond of Petal Pink. I think it's a dirty pink. And I prefer Blushing Bride. But today we're using Petal Pink. So that's going to go in there, and that is 4 by 5.25, our standard size. So let's get this going. And we are going to first make the heart oval from the framed florets. And in the framed florets, we have the stamps and stuff, and we'll be using those a little later. Not today, but probably Monday, I think. There is a die, and it cuts out all these tiny little hearts. You can tell I've already cut a few. I've got a bowl here. I'm collecting them because they make confetti for inside a shaker card really nice. Or you can use them for decorating. So what I need is, I do need my Big Shot. So let's get him in here. Now this die itself will fit through the small machine, but the paper I need is too wide. So we'll put that in the center, and I'm going to put my die on. At this point, it really doesn't matter which is the top and the bottom. And I'm just sort of eyeballing where the center is. You can measure it if you want. I'm not getting too precise. I do have a magnetic plate under here, so it's not moving on me. And no, you do not need this extra piece of paper. I've explained I have a very old, dirty plate. Still working, but I just want to protect my paper. Looks like I'm rolling left-handed today. And you don't have to roll back on this one, but I find it easier. And then we're going to lift this off very carefully. And I'm going to tap this over my work here, trying to get most of the hearts out. The hearts really, all the hearts are out. They fall out really easy out of this die. I'll put that over there. I'm going to grab my little bowl and very gently, I'm trying to keep them from going all over the house. I spilled them yesterday in the carpet in the living room, and that was fun. Because they are very tiny little dots. Little hearts, not dots. And so I'm collecting them because I'm going to be using it again with other colors, and I thought they would make beautiful things to go inside of a shaker card. So we're going to use that, and we're not even going to set this aside. I have to change the plate, take the magnetic plate off because we're going to emboss now. And I pulled in, you can use any embossing folder you wanted, but this is the Raindrop embossing folder from the Rain and Shine out of the mini catalog. And so I need, and you need to follow the instruction on whatever type of machine you have for embossing. So the front of the Raindrops is where, get this in here, is where the Stampin' Up is. And remember, raindrops fall this way. So you need to look at your paper and make sure your hearts are going the right direction. And then we're going to line our paper up in here. Now with this, it really doesn't matter if it's straight, but if you want to make it straight, you can make sure you're lined up with the line across here. And yes, you're going to hear my kittens crying outside the door. They are upset with me because I won't let them in today. Uh-oh. Sorry. This one needs to be closed on this. I forgot. Okay, I'm forgetting how to use my own embossing machine. I just used it yesterday. I need both plates. Just not thinking here. And then when we pull this off, I'll hold this up close. You see all the little raindrops on there. I just wanted a little bit of texture. So we're going to get rid of all of this. We are done with the large embossing and cutting machine. Just bear with me one moment while I toss all that aside. Like I said, this is a very simple card. So this card is going to get mounted on like that. So I'm going to grab a little bit of glue. Just make sure your raindrops and your hearts are all going the right direction. And if you are hand carrying this, I'm popping up the owl, but if you were hand carrying this to somebody, I would actually pop this all up and then pop the owl up on top of it, because I think it would look very nice. But this one is getting mailed, so I don't want to go too high for the postage. So the inside, we're going to go ahead and do the inside now. You need Petal Pink and white, and we are going to stamp the inside and the envelope. And where did I do with the envelope? Didn't I bring an envelope? Oh, hang on here. Let's see if I've got one up here. I usually have a spare. Well, we'll pretend I stamped the envelope because I don't have any extra here. So I would stamp the envelope with "It's Your Day" in the corner, or you can use something else, whatever you wanted. I'm going to use Poppy Parade for my insides, and I'm going to stamp this first. I find it easier to stamp it and then punch it, but you can do it any way you want. And then I grabbed 2 punches. This is the scallop punch, and this is the straight edge punch. These are in the annual catalog. They sold as a set. As far as hearts go, in my entire collection, this heart and these are all I had. But I'm going to make them work. So we're going to cut out a Petal Pink. And I always flip mine over so I can look at the back and make sure I've got things lined up. Keep that off to the side. And then I'm going to close it back up. I always keep mine, make sure I've got them closed. And next, we're going to take this one, and I'm going to line this up exactly where I want to. Make sure you can see where I've got this lined up here. And punch it. And close this up. Like I said, this is a really quick, easy little card. This would be a good card if you got kids that are old enough, or they could punch, but you could do the die cutting for them. They could whip this card out for cards for school. I don't know, do they still do cards for school in school yet? Anyways, we're going to just glue this right on the inside. Now, if you wanted more room to write, you could put a white piece of paper behind there, but this one we didn't need it. So just leave it like that. And then we have the owl. Now, I did tell you what I told you what I'd do. I stamped him in Memento. Grab the colors so I know what colors I used. And all the colors will be listed below. I used, this time I used light gray granite and dark gray granite for his body. I used Balmy blue for his eyes, his inside of his eyes. I'll show you as I get this focused. The ring that goes around his eyes is the light, and then the little dot is the dark. And I used light daffodil for his beak. So that's how I colored him. Nothing difficult. And then his eyes, this is Night of Navy. I think I used black, but I grabbed Night of Navy out of there. But his little black dots in his eyes here, they were not real solid, and I want them solid. So Night of Navy or black would work. I just grabbed a Stampin' marker. You could actually grab, this is a gel pen, black gel pen marker, and all you're going to do, and actually I'll just do them a little darker here. Just right in that dark, just to make his eyes really pop out. So that was that part. And then I grabbed some dimensionals. Like I said, this is not a complicated card. It's a nice, easy card. But cute. And then I'm going to put him right in the middle of it. I decided this is going to a child, actually. And so I believe at least one of these is going to go to a child. But I decided to keep it simple. I thought with the hearts and the raindrops and the owl was more than enough at the front of it. And hoot hoot, you're so cute. So that, and then of course the envelope, which I will stamp another one. Anyhow, that is the project for today. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Friday. And remember to like, subscribe, share. And if you need anything or have any questions, please send me an email. Thank you very much, and have a great day.